So first type of classification of elements was done by Daubernier. So Daubernier traits. So we are going to learn about Daubernier triads. What he did, again I am trying to repeat it, he took the group of 3 elements having similar properties and what he considered the atomic weights of 3. So he said that first and the last one of the group, if I take the atomic weights, find the average of it, the average will be the atomic weight of the second one, and this is how he arranged them. But was he successful in doing that? We'll try to first understand the example. So Daubernier said that he have found out some elements which showed the similar properties. So these 4 examples he gave. That means he found out 4 triads where whatever he was saying, whatever theory he was proposing was found. What theory he proposed that? This is the first example. Lithium, sodium, potassium. This is the first triad, that means a group of 3 elements which he found some similarity. Li stands for lithium, Na stands for sodium, K stands for potassium. Now he said that lithium has the atomic mass 6.9 and potassium has the atomic mass 39. If I add these 2 and divide by 2, that means 6.9 and 39. If added, the average will be 23. And this is what he found out in these 4 triads. Lithium and potassium, the first one and the last one, if I add the atomic mass of first and the last, find the average by dividing by 2, we get the approximate atomic weight of sodium. This was the theory proposed by Daubernier. Second triad, he said it is for calcium, strontium, barium. Ca stands for calcium, Sr stands for strontium and Ba stands for barium. Now, the atomic weights of calcium is approximately 40.1 and barium 137.3. If I add these 2 and divide by 2, that means if I find the average of atomic masses of calcium and barium, the result which we get is approximately similar to 87.6, and that was the atomic weight of strontium. This was the property which he saw was quite similar. The third triad which he found was chlorine, bromine and iodine. Cl stands for chlorine, Br stands for bromine, I stands for iodine. Now the atomic mass of chlorine is approximately 35.5 and for iodine atomic mass is 126.9. So if I add 35.5 and 126.9 and then divide by 2, that means if I find the average, I get around 79.9, and that is the atomic mass of bromine. So this was the third triad example which the Daubernier tried to show us. The fourth example which he showed is sulfur, which stands S is a symbol for sulfur, selenium Se and tellurium Te. S, the atomic mass is 32, tellurium, the atomic mass is 128. If I add these 2 and divide by 2, or if I find the average, I get approximately 79, which was found to be the atomic mass of selenium. So these were the 4 triads which the Daubernier successfully tried to make the people understand, and whatever number of elements were present, he tried to find the triads in them, but he was not so successful. So the drawback in his theory was many of the triads were not following the rule which the Daubernier said. What the rule Daubernier said? The Daubernier said that if the first and the last elements atomic masses are added and found the average, the atomic mass found is the atomic mass of center element. But all the triads which he tried to form did not obey the Daubernier's rule, and therefore this is the drawback. Only some triads were possible from the elements known, other triads did not follow the rules given by Dauvergne. So if you are asked a question, what are Daubernier's triads? You have to say only small one line answer. Dauvergne was the scientist who tried to classify the elements in the group of 3 elements that showed some similar properties, and his theory was that if the first and the last element of the triad atomic masses are taken and average is found out, we see that the average found was the atomic mass of the center element. And one mark question which comes for this is, what is the drawback of Daubernier's trait? The drawback is only some triads were found to be true of which could follow the Daubernier's rule. Whatever number of elements were there, all the triads did not follow that rule, and this was the biggest drawback. Then how was this drawback actually made into use by some other scientists? The next scientist who tried to do, or the scientist whose work were accepted in the worldwide, he was called as Newland. The Newland law of octaves. He gave a law of octaves. So his theory is called as Newland's octaves. Now Newland, after the failure of Dauvergne triads, what Newland did? At his time, he had around 56 elements known. What he first did, he arranged those 56 elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. He did not see whether it is average, center one is average or not. He did not try to do that because already Daubernier's triad had failed. So these 56 elements he took and he arranged them in increasing atomic masses. First thing which he did. Second thing, he tried to observe the similarity in the properties. He saw that if I arrange them in increasing order of atomic weights, is there some similarity? And he found some similarity. What he found? He found that the first element and the 8th element had some similar properties. Then from 8th element to next 8th element, it had some similar properties. He compared them with the octaves. Octaves, that means when we say in music, we have 8 notes. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. So he arranged them in the octaves form, that is the musical notes. And that is why his theory came to be known as Newland's octaves. So Newland's octaves, what does this say? It states, the law states that when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of the atomic masses, the properties of every 8th element is similar. The properties of every 8th element is similar.